Welcome to Modern Manipulation. I wanted to start out by saying thank you for joining us. Today we're going to talk about toxic traps and purposeful chaos that people and organizations use, and methods to deflect from their own wrongdoings and to encourage a stressful environment and encourage other people's unhealthy actions and responses that feed into their own agendas and make themselves look good, better, or like the heroes they claim to be to their supporters, rather than the oppressive people they are. Donald Trump is stress testing America. Some examples of his stress inducing actions are the pardoning of financial fraudsters, election result deniers, and manipulators, expanding and sending ICE agents to bully, intimidate, and arrest and deport non naturalized or non native immigrants while scapegoating them, deploying the National Guard to U.S. cities that primarily vote against him and his values, suing and investigating and criminally indicting opponents, excessively merchandising and selling golden shoes and hats and crypto coin and riffing off Ronald Reagan campaign slogan, not negotiating but victimizing and dehumanizing people that disagree with him, making an echo chamber of Truth's social media platform to spout and reinforce his beliefs, having the longest government shutdown in history in 2025 and the second longest government shutdown in 2019, both of his terms, withholding SNAP benefits and amending homeless assistance programs, and firing and terminating government employees personally and through Doge, raising tariffs and therefore costs to consumers in America, while having boats deemed as drug runners blown up in near Venezuela, are all stress-inducing activities that have the potential to rile people up. People can choose to peacefully protest, but when you do things that threaten their social security or daily needs or ways to make a living, there is a potential for some individuals to respond in unhealthy and unnecessarily violent ways. In more severe examples of purposeful chaos and traps, like in military or covert operations, sometimes the encouraged result of these manipulative actions are known as a false flag operation. Historical examples include opponents dressed in enemy uniforms performing heinous acts like the purposeful burning of buildings in World War II, and shifting to blaming others when there is doubt, or feigning romantic affection or care in honeypot relational schemes to gather information or sabotage activities, or the claim of justification for large invasions based on faulty intelligence like weapons of mass destruction to really serve some other purpose like military preparedness, asset acquirement, or national retribution. The beauty of this stress testing is that a toxic person or an organization can stretch and test the boundaries of decency or lawfulness, but how other people respond is up to those other people themselves. So if those affected other people do not realize the purposeful chaos or the purposeful manipulation and new lack or removal of subsidized opportunity, like food stamps or their jobs, and refuse to continue to exercise healthy boundaries and responses, the toxic person or group can capitalize on identifying any unhealthy or violent reactions, and then with marketing to their base, justify to themselves and to their supporters the punishing of not just any extreme or unhealthy reactions, but anyone that they paint or describe as aligned with the unhealthy or violent extremists. It's kind of like guilty by advertised false association. And sometimes a toxic person isn't a politician or a religious leader, but closer to home, like a boss, spouse, or family member. Let's say you have a boss that gives you instructions or guidelines, but those guidelines seem to shift unpredictably. Your boss forgets what he told you to do the day before, and berates and scolds you unpredictably. This kind of boss is not trying to make you a better worker. They are inducing unnecessary stress, probably to try to make themselves look better. If they can keep you on your toes and encourage inducing hesitancy or paranoia or talking back or showing disrespect to their authority, They can depict you as less of a good worker or less competent than they are. If they can't or won't improve themselves, they may desire to make you look bad. Or you have a spouse or family member or coworker who consistently and regularly complains and nitpicks no matter what you do, even if done to a T. While these situations can be more complex and nuanced, the efforts are usually a distraction and expression of their own dissatisfaction or pain elsewhere. It can be as simple as complaining about how food is made or how long it takes to respond, or the nuance of how you respond. Sometimes these people are narcissists, or high masking sociopaths or psychopaths, or just people who don't agree with what you want and don't know how or can't express their opinion healthily or with accepting divergence or compromise. How have you seen toxic traps and others encourage purposeful chaos that served to encourage responses that fed into other people's agendas? That's modern manipulation.